Welcome back to another episode of The Aftermath here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Aaron the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about Amber Heard, the RNC, Matt Walsh, and his problem with her, and Democrat defectors that she's apparently bringing over to the Trump movement at this point now, as well as a couple other things with, I think her name was like Harmeet Dillon or Dalash, something like that's what it is. She was the chick living for RNC chair last year, and apparently she decided to give a speech last night, all in Sikh, that was basically like supposedly a prayer to protect Trump, but instead of actually saying it in English, she said it in her native language is what it is, which, again, kind of goes back to what I've said, before with the whole, fake melting pot things that it is there, where it's like, if people really wanted to melt, man, like, I don't know, actually fucking melt, speak English in an English-speaking country is what it is, for God's sakes. And that's my biggest problem with her on that one. Like, I got no problem with her wanting to get up there and do like a speech / prayer for Trump is what it is, dude, but like, say it in English, we can all understand it, lady. Like, that's the whole problem. Because I guarantee you, with the amount of people that were even there at the RNC convention last night when Harmeet was doing her speech / prayer is what it is, dude, there was maybe a dozen or so at most that could probably understand what the fuck she was actually saying, because a couple more like her family and stuff like that. And there was like a couple other folks that were like obviously of like Indian descent that could probably understand like the whole like Sikh language that is there. And yeah, like it's just like, why would you say it to like so few people that can understand it when you literally have like thousands of Americans in the stadium there that only speak English? Like it's just nonsense, honestly, to me. And then it's very interesting because as of about 9 to 10 hours ago now, she went on her X feed there, was all like, I'm going to block a lot of people now because you can't fucking take criticism over the whole thing, dude. And it's like, and there were some people that were actually calling her out on that one, like dragging her for it. It's like, yeah, like, you could have just said the shit in English, lady. Like, it wouldn't have been a fucking issue then. And then you got people being like, oh, but not all Republicans follow Christ or whatever the case be. And it's like, well, maybe you should, honestly. And that's the problem. A lot of these people do. It's like they want to not follow Christ. They want to, follow Satanism or follow, like atheism, whatever the hell it is, and then they just fall for anything. Is what it is. Then it's like Amber Rose here, man. Like she was talking about, like she was at the RNC during her speech last night. Which, by the way, I finished watching a couple minutes ago. Like it wasn't a bad speech. I'm not gonna lie, but like obviously she could have spent the same time talking about a lot more things in her communities. What it is there, man. Like actually calling out the fucking drill rap that's turning a bunch of kids into gangbangers these days and has been for decades now. Or, I don't know, the lack of fathered homes in the black community and stuff like that. But no, she's not going to fucking do that shit. And actually address the root cause issues of a lot of the problems in America currently is what it is, dude, in these fucking ghettos and shit. Because then it would actually mean bringing something to the table and actually, I don't know, having a problem be brought up that we can now find a solution to as a whole is what it is then. And be able to create fathered homes again, be able to create mentorship programs to catch these kids before they go down a bad road and stuff like that, and make them effective for society again is what it is then, dude, instead of let them fucking fall through the cracks and just become another statistic in a fucking prison system by the time they're like 14 years old or something like that. In some cases younger for that matter. So yeah, it's just disgusting is what it is, dude. But I think what's even more disgusting is that supposedly, according to the one guy that was on here on X last night there, he was talking about, I guess, Amber Rose specifically. It was a couple months ago. Like obviously, we'll go over a couple things here. Is what it is. I'm gonna go after discuss Matt Walsh's whole thing about her. Is what it is here. And I'm also going to discuss what the Peter guy said here, which this is supposed to be Amber Rose back in like March of this year, saying Satanists were good because they helped women get abortions in southern states. A few months later, she's speaking at the RNC now. Like, what a fucking joke. By the way, she does have a fucking head tattoo right there is what it is. Like again, like, that's how you want to live your life, like literally, scarring up your fucking forehead with some gross-ass tattoo. Like, it does make me wonder, too, by the way, because people are saying this bitch has 21 million followers. Okay, and how many of those 21 million are two things? and registered to actually vote in this country. Because I'm guessing it's not a lot of them, dude. I'm guessing it's maybe a small percentage of that, honestly. 1 million, maybe 2 million at most, if even that many. Maybe a couple 100,000 even, for that matter. So yeah, is that what she's really bringing over? Is a couple 100,000 at most? You know? Like, yeah, it's a couple 100,000 more votes, obviously, but at the same time, it's like, is it really going to matter in the long run if Democrats cheat like they always have been, dude? Like, seriously. Like, let's go ahead and say, for instance, right, that every single person that follows her is over the age of 18 right now. All 21 million of her followers are over 18 right now. That all 21 million are registered to vote in this country right now. That still doesn't defeat the 40 to 50 fucking million that Biden's brought over our borders in the last 3 years now, dude. That the Democrats are trying to help fucking cheat his way back in again. You know? Like, yeah, it's a good start, but it's not like the end-all be-all, honestly, at this point. So, I don't know. I'm just pretty disgusted with all of it, honestly, dude. But we'll go into a bunch of different things. Here's what it is then. Which, obviously, starting out, you got... this is what Matt Walsh said about that chick last night here. He said, and I quote, probably doesn't know who Matt Walsh is. Matt Walsh, I believe he works for Ben Shapiro's company still. There's also been talking to him for years now being like a semi-grifter anyway, which I think Amber Rose is the same way, honestly. Because my thing is, like, up until about a week or two ago, I had no idea who the fuck this girl was, honestly. Like, I think I heard the name like once or twice, and it was back years ago whenever she was fucking Kanye West at the time, whatever the case be, which, by the way, that's her whole claim to fame, by the way, is basically just fucking a bunch of different rapper guys, and then from what I understand from what Matt was saying last night on his chat, she apparently is the mother of at least one of Wiz Khalifa's children. So, you know, like, if that's your entire claim to fame, like, that's not really a good claim to fame, man. And it kind of makes me wonder, you know, going back to the whole grifter thing is what it is here. Like we saw with that one chick a while ago that was on the whatever podcast who claimed to be a born-again Christian now is what it is. And then immediately after that, she's like, oh, check out my new merch line, everybody. And it's like, yeah, you're just continuing the grift. It's something else what it is there, ladies, what it ends up being there. Nyla Rose is who that woman was there. Not Nyla Rose. Nyla Ray. Confusing too. Yeah. Not Nyla. Nala Ray is who the girl I'm thinking, the redheaded chick that was doing like the face, whatever the fuck it is there. Like the cum face, whatever the fuck you want to call it there. Which, by the way, is fucking disgusting. It just looks gross and fucking very childish, honestly. Yeah. Nyla Rose is the chick from, or the dude claimed to be a chick in AEW that wrestles women, who's a biological male. So, and then of course Amber Rose is, you know, this fucking rapper chick / girlfriend of a bunch of rapper guys is what it is there. But yeah, that's what Matt Walsh said about her. He said RNC gives a primetime speaking slot to a pro-abortion feminist and self-proclaimed slut with a face tattoo whose only claim to fame is having sex with rappers. Truly an embarrassment. Not a single voter will be mobilized by this person, which is actually wrong. And the reason I say that Matt Walsh is wrong about that one is because then you have this article that came, or this post from Wall Street that came out about last hour or so, give or take, which said, and I quote, it's this old woman here, who, by the way, I'm sorry, but like, this lady here, by the way, who's got to be in her 60s, or damn close to it anyway, dude, maybe even like mid-60s for that matter. And then she's like, why am I crying over the RNC? And this is what she was saying, apparently. It says, Black American, I've been a Democrat for nearly 50 years. Why am I crying over the Republican National Convention? I think I'm crying because it's cognitive dissonance. Like, what is going on? I've been told my whole life Republicans are just all, you know, white and racist men and all this. Don't think I've probably ever watched a Republican National Convention. Why am I crying over the RNC? Like, what the freak is going on? It's upsetting. The world that we're living in right now, this world that we're living in right now, it feels like it's upside down land. As she said, Amber Rose did a beautiful job, and she's so and Rose did a beautiful job. Oh, she did a beautiful job. So proud of her. Don't know unless you go see for yourself and stop listening to what people tell you. Just so beautiful. Just the patriotism that's coming together. Telling you if you are on the outside and think MAGA is the horrible thing, don't know what to tell you besides you have to see it for yourself. It's beautiful, so beautiful. Coming together of America, saying no more, no longer. We're not going to do this. We're not going to divide ourselves. We are red, white, and blue. It's beautiful. So, yeah. And what's sad to me too, by the way, is like, so what she's essentially saying is, because they gave a platform to Amber Rose, now that negates her previous bullshit fucking indoctrination of, oh, white man bad, oh, white man racist, all this other bullshit for 50 years by Democrat parties, what it is there, dude. You know, Republicans racist, Republicans bad, all shit like that is what it is. And yet, in that 5 decades of voting, she wasn't smart enough to do her own research into the subject until now. That really tells you a lot, dude. And I think, honestly, this kind of goes back to what we talked about before. I think I've talked about this before myself. I know NEA has talked about it on some of his panels before. I think Hannes talked about it on some panels with us before as well. And it's a cognitive dissonance is what it really is, honestly, on that one. It does go back to what you're saying there. About cognitive dissonance is what it is there. Because it's these people, whether it be the black community, whether it be, you know, Latino communities, etc., in this country that have been voting Democrat for decades, what it is there. It's these individuals, these folks, that have been spoon-fed this bullshit by the Democrat Party for, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, etc. there, and lied to and gaslit and continuously just like, it's just lie after lie after lie after lie. By the way, a lot of it has to do with mainstream media, too, for that matter. And it's why they love to put out those headlines of, even just the bullshit, the way they were trying to describe Trump's assassination attempt the other day, dude. And you had it was like NBC and CBS and like ABC and stuff like that talking about, oh, popping noises make Trump go off stage. It's like, no, dude, it's literally fucking bullets whizzing by the man's head, for God's sakes. And you fucking pieces of shit are trying to sit there and act like it was nothing, man. Like, that's what's so fucked up about the media right now, dude, is what it is. The mainstream media specifically is what it is there. And yet these assholes, to this day, are still covered under the freedom of the press protections of the U.S. Constitution when they should not be at all, dude. I guarantee you, if our founding fathers knew what was going to happen with the mainstream media, dude, they would have said, like, at this point in history, these fuckers are no longer protected by the First Amendment at that point, dude, and can be sued to the fucking ground and out of existence, basically, would be then, and replaced by something better then. But yeah, it's kind of pathetic, honestly, to see that shit like that. That you have a woman basically crying because it's like, oh, the RNC gave Amber Rose a fucking... Did I say Amber Heard earlier? I don't know. But I may have. I'm tired right now. It's almost 11 a.m. I had slept for almost a day now is what it is. But anyway, I was just wired enough and I need to do this fucking chat is what it is right now. But anyway, so yeah, Amber Rose, like, the fact that she's like being like, oh, Amber Rose being given this fucking platform and doing this great speech, whatever the case be, which, by the way, it wasn't a bad speech, but it wasn't nothing to write home about, honestly, dude. It was basically just her, like, speaking the truth that we've all been talking about for fucking years now is what it is, dude. Like, yeah, fucking, and the thing is, it's like, yes, inflation's gone up like a motherfucker because cheater-ass Democrats, legitimately. Like, of course we're all pissed when we go to the fucking pump to buy gas. Of course we're all pissed when we go to the grocery store to fucking buy groceries that keep going up. And guess what, lady? Up until about a year ago, Amber Rose, it was your fucking party that was doing it because you were fucking backing Democrats there, woman. And as far as I'm aware, in that 3-ish minute speech she gave last night, at least the part I watched that Matt Walsh had posted up there, I don't remember her ever apologizing for that shit, dude. For being part of that shit. It's just like that piece of shit Bernie Moreno, by the way. Almost 5 years ago to the day right now. This asshole goes on fucking some dude's podcast and bitches about how Americans shouldn't have access to X amount of fucking gun magazine sizes and stuff like that. And not once to this fucking day, by the way, have I ever seen another video or, post or anything like that of Marino actually apologizing for being an anti-gun piece of shit like that, because what it is. This motherfucker claims to be MAGA now? No, you're fucking not, dude. You're a grifting piece of shit just like this motherfucking cunt Amber Rose is, dude. And I guarantee the only reason that Amber Rose is the way she is right now, dude, she ain't fucking MAGA. She's only swinging off Trump's nutsack so she can get a bigger fucking claim to fame at this point in history, dude. And be able to grift harder is what it is then. That's all these fucking people do, man. They are using Trump for their own fucking ends is what it is, people. Wake the fuck up. Like, seriously. If they like I said, with Amber Rose, dude, if she really, truly gave a shit about this country, she would call out her own fucking meeting at that point, bro. And be like, yes, you are 100% most of the fucking problem with this country right now. Here's how you fix your fucking shit. That's what she should have spent in that fucking 3 to 4 minutes there, dude, is what it is. Going off on their asses. But, of course, she's not going to do that because she's like, oh, no, I just want to unite everybody. And like, it's not going to unite everybody. That's the problem, though. Like, do you really think the fucking globalists out there that are planning our deaths right now give a fuck, dude? No, they're trying to commit racial division in this country. They're trying to get us to fucking beat each other's throats. They're trying to get us to do infighting and stuff like that. That's also something somebody wrote with Matt Walsh, too, is how it was like, I forget which one of these it was actually now. Let me go see if I can find it right now, because some dude said it correct here, basically, in the comment section. Yeah, here we go. It was this guy in the Wall Street Apes comment section there. He said, this woman here, Amber did great, so beautiful. Matt Wall claiming Amber Rose is a self-identified slut. And this is Republicans are amazing at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, which is kind of ironic given how many rhinos are actually in the Republican Party right now and are helping Democrats all the time, snatch better gun laws out from under us is what it is there, man. I mean, hell, just look at the NRA, for God's sakes. They've been fucking us over for decades now. If it wasn't for those assholes even coming in at all, Ohio would have had a clean constitutional carry bill 2 years ago now. We would have been able to have people not have Terry stop bullshit against them. But no, because the fucking NRA opened their goddamn retarded mouths at the fucking 5-yard line and came in literally the last day of fucking testimony they could have and got that idiot DJ Swearingen here at a state level, who's a state rep right now, to go and be like, hey, buddy, please submit this for us. Here's a big fat fucking paycheck for the next go-around. And he did. And they did give him that shit. And, of course, it became part of constitutional carry here in Ohio. That's what it is. And then you had the state senate, do a little congruent shit for it. And basically adding the Terry stop crap into the actual legislation. That's what it is. And water it down from there because of that. And it could have been a much better piece of legislation if it wasn't for that bullshit, dude. And they've done it all the time, by the way. It's like I talked with my state rep, Reggie Stolfus, who's about to be out of office here at the end of the year now. And he, we were talking about when they passed Stand Your Ground 3 years ago. And I was like, yeah, why the hell did you guys pass this clean, dude, and actually put in a thing where you're not going to be able to get sued if you have to defend yourself against some scumbag criminal? The other family can't sue you if you end up killing them in self-defense. That's what it is. And he's like, oh, yeah, we didn't have the support for it at the time, so we had to make concessions to get the support. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You guys had, at that time, more than 60 people, more than a supermajority, in fucking power. Get your fucking shit together. Unite behind the fucking bill as it stands, assholes, and pass it fucking clean. Like, that's the real problem right there, dude. And it's the same thing with the fucking GOP and fighting against state level here right now. You got fucking cocksucker Jason Stevens, who's the current Ohio Speaker of the House, who had to get into power by making fucking backdoor deals with Allison Roos and every other fucking Democrat in the state General Assembly right now. And then since then, it's fucked us over on everything from 2A sanctuary to pro-life legislation to everything in between, literally, dude. To the point where they then had infighting of who actually controls the state money is what it is there for the GOP. to where they can put their money in candidates and stuff like that, to where he literally was taking people off committee chairs and shit like that, dude, in the last 6 months or so. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the kind of a fucking joke that we're seeing in the Republican Party across the fucking board right now, dude. Local, state, federal, etc. there. All over the fucking country right now, dude. I'd like us to unite personally, but the thing is, it's like, okay, are these the people that we really want to have on our fucking side is what it is, though? You know, the Matt Walsh types, the Amber Rose types, etc. there. You know, I don't know, man. Like, maybe, I guess. At least one of them anyway, probably. But at the same time, like I said, with that video of Rose, like, literally like 4.5 months ago, she's literally calling for generational genocide, dude. And it's like, oh, it's so great that Satanists are helping women in pro-life states get abortions. It's like, what the fuck was wrong with you, bitch? Like, seriously. And you claim we're trying to make America great again? Like, explain that fucking shit to me when you're literally killing American citizens, you dumb cunt. Like, not actual little, like, you're not actually little doing it yourself, but you're helping them do it, is what it is then. Because you're sending these chicks up to abortion clinics to kill their unborn, is what it is. Because they're going to listen to your bullshit and fucking follow it. It just, oh my god, bro. There are just sometimes I'm just, Let's see what some of the other comments are saying in the comment section of this Wall Street Apes video, though. This guy said something about the woman there. Said, much needed awakening and lifting from a Democrat/media delusion of reality doesn't exist. People have had enough and want to save our nation and provide a better life for their families. And they got this other guy saying, the woman said, you'll be welcome with open arms, sister. Welcome to America. You've always been an American, but welcome to being a proud American. Welcome to no judgment. Welcome to standing up for principles and doing what's right. So, yeah. And apparently it's Mary Magdalene that's trending of how people are, you know, basically going back and forth about Amber Rose. There's what it is. So, you obviously have Matt Walsh being the main one there. And then he had, I don't know who the fuck this Joey dude is. Joey Manarono, something like that. And his thing was here, said, I would like to ask all the people who are slamming Amber Rose to explain to me what their plan is to reach out to the demographic of people that follow her. Yeah, it's called You Don't, bro. If they're not already on board, they're never going to be on board. It's that simple, honestly, in many cases. So, and again, like, these people, by the way, these people are acting as if, like, her entire follower base is somehow of age and able to vote is what it is. I guarantee you that is not the case, man. There might be some chunk of it that actually is. It might be a few million, honestly, for that matter. But it ain't no 21 mil. I guarantee there's a lot of young kids / teens that follow her ass that are not of age of 18 right now, is what it is to even vote, dude. Even if they are over 18, half of them probably aren't registered to vote anyway, is what it is, dude. Because they don't give a fuck, is what it is there, dude. Like, I remember years ago, my mom and I were talking about some things. This is back when she used to work for Walmart, is what it was. And one of the employees that was like a cashier chick was bitching about like various election cycles, like right after and stuff like that, and getting fucked over by whoever was in power at the time. And my mom's like, well, you voted, didn't you? And she's like, no, I'm not registered to vote. And she's like, wait, you're like, how old? And the chick was like, oh, yeah, she's like, 20-something-ish or whatever at the time, like 23, 24, 26, whatever it was there. And she's like, well, you don't really have yourself to blame at that point for not being registered to vote and voting in elections, dude. And that's the thing that just bothers the shit out of me, too, for that matter, because it's like all these people that want to bitch and moan about stuff, but yet they won't actually pick up their own voter registration card and get on board to vote is what it is, dude. Like, I don't care how you want to do, like, federally and stuff like that. Like, I don't care if you give a fuck about, like, voting for president or, whoever for, for representation, whatever it is there, dude. But, like, at minimum, you should at least be voting in state races. Because that's what's going to affect you the most of all is what it is, especially local ones like school boards and stuff like that. That's going to affect you the most, honestly, in many cases now. Because where you have Bloomberg and his fucking asshole squad of all these anti-gun commies starting out their shit out is what it is. That's what Bloomberg talked about here like 2-3 years ago. Sorry, I'm getting like Eric's esophagus hiccup area right now is what it is. The acid reflux is coming up, so it is from the Eric's esophagus. But yeah, the entire point though is, so you have these people that will sit there and bitch and moan about stuff, but yet they'll sit there and allow for crazy psychotic nuts to take over seats of power in this country simply because they're not casting votes at all is what it is there. So, it is what it is. But that's the entire point, though. It's like the issue with what this Joey guy is saying. I understand what he's saying, obviously. It's like, we should be reaching out to people and stuff like that. But again, it's like, do you really need to, man? So, yeah, that's what you're saying here, though. So explaining to reach a demographic of people that follow her, said they can vote. Can they, though? Because some of them are felons, dude, at that point. Said first indoctrination into politics, first introduction to politics, very well, maybe Amber Rose. Said, so unless you have a better idea to get her demographic of followers over to our side, for them to vote for us, let's just stop trying to push her out. Said she used to be a stripper, don't care about that poll, don't care about the poll, I care about the poll on November 5th. I agree with that, honestly, but at the same time, it's just like, again, I don't know, man. It's just like, it's hard to say, honestly. Like, it's hard for me to express myself on this whole thing because it's just like, again, it goes back to, how many of that 21 mil are actually legitimate adults that potentially could vote? If it's the majority, okay, cool. Let's have it be done, dude. Let's have them come over to the side. Let's do this shit, right? If it's only going to be like, 300,000 people, what the fuck, man? Like, again, it's just like the same thing with the Democrats when they pull these fucking polls and be all like, 95% of Americans support this, that, and the other thing of gun control. And it's like, when you actually look at the polls they have then, it's like 500 to 1,000 people in most cases, bro. So it could be easily like that whole thing as well. But anyway. This one's actually kind of funny. Going back to the Mary Magdalene post here. You had said 1776 John and Mama first. It said, what's the person say? Just a mom who stole hubby's account. I'm in business. Nutrition, not endorsements. And talk about being mega. It said she is a hoe. Talking about Amber Rose. It said she is a hoe. Forgot that one. Guess we are making hoes great again too. And then this Margot chick said back to her and said, see, you're really into the Bible and the story of Mary Magdalene. Bro, shut your mouth. You're the problem. You would rather judge than extend a hand in grace. So, and I feel like that is some of what people are doing right now. But at the same time, it's like, and it does kind of go back to that Bible thing of like, judge not lest ye be judged is what it is and stuff. And I totally get that, honestly, by the way. But at the same time, it's like, as a human being, you have free will, dude. And hell yes, I'm going to fucking call someone out when they're literally helping genocide future generations of this fucking country, dude. Future American citizens. Which is what Amber Rose was doing a couple months back now, is what it is. Like, I'm not going to let that shit go, bro. I'm just not. So, anyway. Yeah, this guy was just responding back to Matt Walsh here and said, Guess you forgot that Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. Guess you also forgot about Jesus with the woman at the well, with the man wanting to stone her. So, well, that's the thing again. Like, I don't really believe that Matt Walsh is mega at this point, dude. I think he's legit. He's been a legit grifter all the whole time, just like Ben Shapiro's ass has been for decades now. I mean, hell, even look at Candace Owens for that matter, dude. Like, that bitch used to be a hardcore leftist. You know, went away for like a year or two, came back, rebranded, and claimed she's mega now is what it is, or right wing now and stuff like that. And then it's like her and Charlie Kirk doing the Turning Point USA bullshit is what it is out there, man. Which most of that shit's just them fucking grifting cash from the fucking base is what it is then. So, but anyway. Jesus. Yeah, of course, there's somebody that I wondered how long it was going to. That's why I stopped sharing, by the way, because I had to click down on this a little bit. I was wondering how long it was going to be until somebody in this comment section started using this shit to like push porn accounts, is what it is there. And yeah, sure enough, it was about 5 or 6 down. It's like some bitch showing her big old fat ass with a bunch of tattoos on it. So, which is just sad that fucking X allows the shit to get through is what it is then, dude. That chick's ass looks fake as fuck, by the way. I'm not going to show it, obviously, because I'm pretty sure it would give me a channel strike on that. But yeah, it's like that nasty dump truck booty. So, I'll have to send that shit to Corey later, is what it is. Or actually, no, sorry, it'd be NEA, because he loves that fucking assholes, dude, is what it is. So, somebody was talking about the truth of Mary Magdalene, claiming that she couldn't hear the voice of God and stuff like that. Oh shit! I forgot to do it. Fuck me! I forgot to do it was Prime Day apparently. So that's what this guy's saying. So when Amber Rose, Mark Hamill, Jack Black, Mary Magdalene, and My Pillow are all trending on Prime Day, it's just Gronk laughing. So, yeah, it's hard to say, man. Like it's again, it goes back to. Yeah, so somebody else is saying Mary Magdalene, Roseanne, and Amber Rose all trending on the same time. Yeah. Yeah, somebody is actually calling out the whole Amber Rose thing here as well. It said, normalizing getting tattoos on the forehead. Don't you see what they are normalizing and paving the way for? Question mark. Now the cult is comparing her to Mary Magdalene. It says first they staged the Revelation 13:3 sign, and now Revelation 13:6, 13 verses part. High blasphemy. Let's go ahead and look those up actually, just to see exactly what they say, because it's been a while since I've read Bible verses and stuff like that. So you got, this is Book of Revelation, so this would be like end times if I'm not mistaken. So let's see, Book of Revelation, verse 13, and then 13, 16, 13 verses part. So let's on that one for a second ago. So let's see. So we got 13. Let's see what this says here now. Okay, let's see. The verse tells us that the beast seemed to have a fatal wound, but it was healed. This has resulted in much speculation since John's deception here is meant. That's kind of creepy. I know people. That's the thing too. I know people were talking about like Trump potentially being like the Antichrist now, which is even more crazy. And it was talking about like the whole like ear wound and stuff like that. So I don't believe that honestly, but let's see what 16 here says. Let's see. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. That's all stuff from the King James version of the Bible they have right there is what that is, but yeah, same difference though. So basically what they're saying is it's mark of the beast. What Amber Rose had with the forehead tattoo is what it is there. Which I can see that, honestly. Like my thing is it's like I just don't understand like seriously, like, and she kind of looks like a decent looking chick, honestly, dude, but yeah, why would you fucking mark up your forehead like that? It shows you're retarded, honestly, in my opinion, truthfully. Like, it just shows you do not have like good skill sets at that point, dude, or like any kind of like good sense to begin with. What it is there, man. That you're gonna be dumb to do shit like that's what it is. She also kind of looks like the kind of chick, by the way, with the way that her skin tone is there. It kind of reminds me of like Beyonce and people like that I know for a fact have admitted in the past to like bleaching their skin to like a lighter tone, so almost like white is what it is there. I'm not sure if she's doing that or not, or if she like actually is that kind of like like weird like almost caramel blackish skin tone is what it is there. So, I mean, neither one would surprise me honestly at this point, dude. So, and that's the thing. I know some of these people are treating Trump like he's God at this point, which is just really fucking high blasphemy is what it is, dude, truthfully speaking. So, anyway. Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of... Yeah, here we go. This is going back to what I was saying at the beginning of this one with that Harmeet Dillon woman, her pronounced name there is what it is. It was this thing here. It said, "Big Christian fellow describes Mary Magdalene, but without the forgiveness. Religious zealots are the worst." And then it was John Root saying, "Prayers to a false god at the RNC after Slutwalk founder and pro-abortion model Amber Rose spoke. Well done, Republican Party." Yeah, and this is fucking that Harmeet woman literally putting on a fucking veil to do a Sikh prayer is what it was, dude. That nobody can even understand, by the way. So I can actually think she's talking about it. Okay, no, she's actually speaking English at the time. Yeah, that was. I think that was the very end of the fucking like speech he gave. It was all in Sikh and shit, dude. And it's like, how hard would it have been to just say the whole fucking prayer in English, lady? For God's sakes. Like, that's what I'm saying. You're like, quite literally, she was an invited guest into this country, dude, because she was actually born in India. And yet she wants to sit there and slap us in the face for not speaking a fucking prayer in English. Like, I personally think that's a slap in the face, dude, legitimately. Like, it just feels like a slap in the face to me, honestly, dude. So, yeah, it's just a bunch of bullshit is what it is, dude. Yeah, and this John guy was also saying, apparently, said, Trump and his supporters are threats to democracy. Trump is Hitler. Rhetoric of Biden / left-wing media also needs to stop. They need to be held accountable too. So, yeah, very, very weird shit. Actually, now I think about it, was it that very end she was saying that in like fucking another Yeah. Yeah, that was her literally singing that shit in Seek, dude. Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, and then she started speaking in fucking English, or she just said the whole damn thing in English, dude, is what it is. Like, the fuck, man? And what this actually shows me, really, truly, is it shows me exactly what people were saying years ago, that Trump was, and always has been, a 90s Democrat. And that's exactly what he's turning this fucking party into right now in 2024, dude. He's turning it into the party of the fucking 1990s Democrat Party. Fuck that bullshit. Because you know what happens then? 30 fucking years later, you have goddamn Antifa and BLM terrorism again, dude. But this time it's on the fucking right side of history at that time then. Fuck that shit. No, motherfucker. No. It's a bunch of bullshit is what it is, dude. So... anyway. Yeah, you got Matt Walsh trending now. And people are just saying Matt Walsh is a fucking idiot. Specifically, that's coming from a guy that claimed to be. Let's see what this dude's claim to fame is here. Let's see, this Philip Anderson guy. Going to be a free speech activist, January 6th survivor. Stopped Portland riots, supposedly. Sure he did, buddy. Is that before or after Antifa burned the place to the ground a bunch of times? So, and then it says teeth knocked out, protesting big tech censorship. I'll believe that when I see the video, but honestly. So, yeah, I guess I'm Matt Walsh, fucking idiot. Don't care if you have a past. Don't care if you're a woman who slept with rappers or whatever. Amber Rose came over to the Republican Party side and had the courage to tell the world to do the same. Her speech was beautiful. Continue on, said Matt, the Republican Party that judges people even after they change is gone. No, it's not, dude. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Again, it's called free will, dumbass. So we beat you and your fellow retarded purists in the primary. You didn't actually know all the way, dude. So we are expanding the party to all Americans. Get with the program, or get the fuck out. I can say the same thing to you there, Peter Anderson. Or wait, Philip Anderson. Sorry, mine's kind of out of it. Again, tired. So, yeah. Well, and that's another thing too, by the way. Like, you know, like, let's go back and talk about Trump for a minute now, dude. Right? Throughout his presidency between 2017 and 2020, what did this man do? He created opportunity zones for Black Americans in this country. You know what he didn't do? He didn't create white opportunity zones for people like me. He didn't create Asian opportunity zones for people like my friend Krabby Turtle. He didn't create Latino ones for the Latinos in our country. But he put a bunch of fucking opportunity zones in a bunch of ghettos. So, and was it a fix? Not really, honestly. As far as I'm aware, it didn't really work out, honestly. Not a lot of people even got the fucking money at all there is what it is. You know what else Trump did that was a terrible idea during his fucking presidency? He created that First Step Act bullshit, dude. That quite literally allowed a bunch of murderers back on the fucking streets that killed again then. People that pieces of shit like Kim Kardashian were fucking advocating for, dude. Which there's like a weird thing going on with that for some reason with her, where it's these dudes that are on like death row and stuff like that that are like these obvious like, you know, guys that did it kind of thing. What it is there, and they always have like the almost like a two first name thing where it's like either starts with like a C and on both the first and the last name, or it's like a D or an E or something like that. It's really weird, honestly. Like, it'd be like, like Cletus Clementine or something like that, or like Ron Ruthersfield or something like that is what it is then, or something. Like, it's just really weird, honestly, dude. So, yeah. Yeah, I will say this that somebody else put there, and this goes back to Matt Walsh for a minute there as well. He was talking more about Amber Rose's speech here 11 hours ago. It said, Trump just reached mystic status by defying death and surviving an assassination attempt. GOP decides that the best next move is to have him sit and listen to a porn star talk about diversity. Brilliant move. And then they have this cryptoid politics guy saying, porn star saying, quote, these are my people. This is where I belong. At the RNC is definitely bizarre optics for the GOP. Yeah, it is fucking weird, man. I'm just going to say it like it is on that one. Like, it's just strange. It is just strange, dude. So. Then you got Walsh an hour ago. This is all from his name trending now. Saying, J.D. Vance had said critical stuff about Trump 8 years ago, but now feels differently. You mean some of his opinions have changed over the course of nearly a decade? What a scandal. We all know what the mark of the true integrity is, never changing your opinions about anything ever. What? That makes no sense, dude. Yeah, that is some nonsensical bullshit. I'm going to call Matt Walsh on that one myself. Dude. That's some fucking nonsensical bullshit, dude. Like, no, it shows you have no fucking growth of character, dude, at all. And what it also shows is that you, like, stand by your convictions, even if they're fucking wrong at that point then. So, yeah. See, Steve Gus said this one is going to sting. People like Matt Walsh are grifting. On the opportunity to separate and divide the Republican base, they are willing to sacrifice a Biden re-election over people like Amber Rose. So it's become personal because it deals. So it's become personal because it deals with my ability to take care of my family financially. That's where I draw the line. Despicable. Yeah, I agree with that part on this, dudes. Honestly, dude, like fuck Matt Walsh on that one, dude. If he is trying to grift like that to fuck us over, dude, like, nah, fuck him too at that point. But honestly, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, fuck everybody at this point. Like, fuck him, fuck Amber Rose, fuck them all, dude, basically, at this point, honestly, dude. So. But anyway. Yeah, and then you got this chick here an hour ago, named Linda Catalina, saying, people like me hated Republicans like Matt Walsh until Donald J. Trump. By the way, Trump is not a Republican, people. He is literally a 90s Democrat. Quite literally. And then it said, talking about Amber Rose, it said, she represents more than 30% of the voting bloc that would have never casted a vote for a Republican, even if it wasn't for Trump. She's not here to sell you her lifestyle. She's showing you her journey. So here's my thing with that, right? So you're saying a 30% voter bloc. Does that 30% even vote at all, though, is the question? Because some of them don't even vote at all, dude, for that matter. So unless she's bringing, like, legit, like, 50 million first-time voters to the table, like, again, it is what it is at that point, you know? Because that's the thing, right? Like, this is what the Democrat Party is bringing illegally into our country right now, dude. They're bringing at least 50 million illegal votes in this fucking election cycle right now. And that's just what we know about from the people that buy and bribe our country currently, dude. So unless you could offset at least that many and have it be like, you know, kind of a neck-and-neck race then, the embracing of Amber Rose is not really worth it, honestly, dude. because he's never going to bring enough people in there to fucking offset the fucking cheating illegals at this point, honestly. So, and then you got this guy here talking about Matt Walsh here. He said, reading about some dude named Matt Walsh trashing Amber Rose. Didn't know why they are, or didn't know who, don't know why they are, but if she left the Democrat Party and supports Trump, that's a good thing. Yeah. So, yeah, let's see. 19 hours ago, Walsh apparently was directly calling Vance there. So very happy with JD Vance pick. Formidable political talent. Excellent assassination insurance. That's fucked up to even say that, by the way. That's kind of a slap in the face on that one, dude. So Trump's enemies will not want to leave Vance in charge. Great choice by Trump. Yeah, like what, dude? That's almost as bad as some of the shit the left's been saying this week. Like I said, like Matt Walsh really is a fucking grifter at this point, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like honestly, like everybody in the fucking title, fuck them all basically at this point, honestly, dude. So, yeah, just a bunch of stupid bullshit is what it is, dude. So. Okay, so here's what that DC Reno guy said about Amber Rose a couple hours ago now. Said, say what you will about Amber Rose, but she has over 24.3 million followers on Instagram and 3.6 million on X. Going to assume the overwhelming majority of those followers are not Republicans. Are they even of voting age? That's what we need to ask ourselves, people, seriously. So she motivates just a measly 4% of her fans to vote for Trump. That's more than 1.1 million new votes. Biden stole 2020 by less than 50,000 votes in 3 states. Yeah, and it's not as if they're not going to steal it by like, fucking 50 million at this point, bro. So I'm actually going to call that dude on that one, dude. Yeah, I just called it out. This is how many of those 24 million are actually confirmed adults who actually can legally vote in the first place. Yeah. Like, that's the thing, dude. Like, I have no problem with that, but if you're going to make, like, assumptions and shit like that, dude, like, tell people what the fuck's up, then, is what it is, And be like, yeah, like, this is the actual amount of votes that are legally, adults in her fucking voter base, or her fan base as it is then. So. Anyway, you had Mike DeWine here, governor of Ohio, making this statement yesterday. It said, statement on the choice of Ohio Senator J.D. Vance to be the vice president for Donald Trump nominee. It says, congratulations to Ohio Senator J.D. Vance on being chosen by President Donald Trump to be his running mate. J.D. is a father, military vet, best-selling author, and has served Ohio well as U.S. Senator. In addition, J.D.'s unique life story will resonate with Republicans and independent voters across the country. JD will also bring a new generational perspective to the ticket, being younger voters, obviously. Said the son of Middletown, Ohio, JD can relate to the many Americans who are struggling right now to make ends meet in the era of crushing inflation and a housing market that is unaffordable and shutting many out of the chance at achieving the American dream. Yeah, what DeWine doesn't talk about in that part of the statement, by the way, is how his dumbass is actually helping that shit along because he's not throwing out a bunch of fucking illegals who are illegal in our state right now down in Springfield, Ohio. There are a bunch of fucking Haitians here, dude. Or a bunch of fucking Somalis that were brought under that idiot John Kasich who have no legal right to be here in the first place either, who are taking a bunch of fucking housing from American citizens in the state, dude. And fucking up our fucking ability to actually make ends meet because they're stealing our fucking jobs. On top of that is what it is then. And then they're fucking up our ability to even feed our families because they're stealing food out of our fucking mouths at that point. Because we can't produce enough fucking food is what it is then, dude. So, yeah, fuck you, DeWine. Anyway, continuing on, so JD also knows that securing the border is imperative. President Trump has made a great choice, and Senator Vance will be a great partner as the campaign together this fall. So, yeah. By the way, DeWine, I was right too. That photo I saw of JD then, where it was Fran DeWine on one side, there's what it is. That was from the RNC last night when he walked in, because apparently Mike DeWine was actually there. So was his wife Fran DeWine, and then you had Attorney General Dave Yost, and a couple other like rando people from the city of Ohio. That it is then. So it's kind of weird, actually. That's the thing too. Like, I didn't see John Husted there, so I'm almost wondering if it wasn't something where DeWine was like, "Hey, John, I'm gonna go fucking hang out in Milwaukee for the night" or something like that. Keep everything down here in Ohio is what it is then, and just left Husted in charge of like the state for the night is what it is then, maybe. Which would make sense to me, honestly. So that's my only assumption anyway. I could be wrong about that one, but I'm gonna assume that's probably what happened there. So anyway. And then you have going back to the Democrats here in Ohio. You got this dickless piece of shit, Jared Christian, who's a fucking piece of shit Democrat, trying to run for the 12th district currently, claiming Vance is a supporter of Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation. He was a bad person, opportunist, and a sellout. Mind you, I called this motherfucker out a while ago because this dude's literally pro-baby killing, dude, is what it is. So yeah, go fuck yourself, Jared. So, in fact, I'm going to call him out just fishing. That's what it is, dude. So, yeah, fuck that fucking guy. Yeah, everybody's talking about Finnick needing to be the guy that goes up against to replace Vance. Is what it is now. So. Yeah, also what DeWine doesn't talk about is how his gas tax in this state is also fucked us over. Out of a lot of our money for that matter. So. Yeah, I just called out DeWine about the whole Springfield, Ohio shit. I said, how about you admit some of that unaffordable housing is happening because you keep letting illegals into Ohio, DeWine. Boot these criminals out of our state and nation and help Springfield and other places thrive again for Americans. So, anyway. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see, you got Vivek here talking about some stuff. This reporter just asked my opinion on the anger many Americans are expressing after Saturday's tragic assassination attempt. Here's how I responded. It's Vivek giving this 2-minute speech. Who it is. I'm not going to go over that whole thing because I'm too tired right now. But I will leave that on our X page if it is there. For later, we post that. Right. Huh. Well, I guess we will watch that then because it was deleted. That's weird. Let's go ahead and see what Vivek has to say about that case, dude. Yeah. I wonder if he deleted it because the audio was so fucked up on it because you can't really, like, even with me having almost all the way up there, really, like, cannot even hear what he's saying. So that's probably what it is then. So yeah, it was probably him deleting it and like reposting with like a lot, like a higher audio or something maybe then. Yeah, because whenever I would try to do a repost, yeah, post has been deleted. Let's see. We got State Rep Brian Stewart saying, for JD Vance team, Office Grunts is the thing he does. Said we did 2020 episode reviewing a Billy Elegy movie on Netflix, gave it higher marks than the liberal critics. Movie kind of shaves the policy edges off the book, but it's still solid. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I said that before, dude. And that's the problem with Hollywood most of the time is like they'll take a book like that really honestly should become like either like a mini series or just like a 1 to 2 season like series essentially what it is there. And instead of doing that where it's 10, 12, 15, 20 hours whatever it is there, they'll condense the shit out of it and make it into like this 1.5 to 2 hour movie, give or take. And or in the case of like something like the Hunger Games books and stuff like that, they took a book that was like that fucking thick and took it down to like that basically, to where it's like nothing but like bare bones essentially. And so you have like a bunch of stuff that's because I actually remember before the first movie came out there, I decided I was going to read the first Hunger Games book over like the week or so leading up to that movie is what it is then. And so I ended up finding this audio book of it is what it was on YouTube. Here's what it is. And this is like a bunch of years ago. I'm not sure if it still exists here or not. But anyway, I found the audio book of it is what it is there. And I was reading the whole thing. Like I was basically listening to the audio book and I was like reading along and stuff like that is what it is. Because with the autism, it's kind of hard for me to like sit here and like focus and like actually like read a book without like the actual like audio visual kind of thing is what it is there. Being in connection is what it is there, so it's very hard for me to read. Otherwise, it would have been then. But anywho, the whole point is though, I spent like I think it was like 3 or 4 days just like reading through that entire book is what it is through audio means and then having like the visual of the actual chapter by chapter. There's what it is. And bro, there is like so much in the beginning of that book where Katniss is explaining like her whole like lifestyle and how the district is so fucked up and she's like best friends with this lady at like this little trading post area and stuff like that. And then you actually watch that movie and it's like 10 seconds she's in this fucking trading post with this lady talking about the Mockingjay pin or whatever the case being. The woman's like, oh yeah, here, take it, girl. And in reality, it should have been like this, like half-hour fucking scene basically of like the old lady being like, yeah, I know we've been friends for decades or whatever the case, or not decades, but like I know we've been friends since you were like a little kid basically, over a decade or whatever then, like You know, it's on me, girl. Like, take it. You're gonna be, you know, part of this whole thing. Like, you might as well have it, kind of thing, whatever. Then, but no, it's just like, oh, you know, here you go, kind of thing. And it's just like, it makes no sense from that perspective because there's like so much backstory that they just cut out of it. Is what it is then. So, yeah, it's just very, very infuriating, and that's what the problem with Hollywood is, stuff like that. Like I said, there's a lot of, I talked about in the last couple episodes of both the grandstand and the aftermath and stuff I did last couple of days now. And it's basically you have this whole situation with JD Vance there, where the Hillbilly Elegy book, he goes into like full detail in that book of how he's working at a grocery store and literally watching other people come in there with, you know, brand new iPhones, but yet they're swiping EBT cards for food, and he's working his ass off and can barely afford to put a fucking meal on his family's table at that point. And driving like a beat up fucking, you know, literal beater with a heater, that where the heater is basically not functioning anymore, kind of thing. And can't even afford a fucking like brick phone at that point. So yeah, it's hard not to get pissed about stuff like that, dude, because again, like that right there like shows like, you know, the working class, you know, white guy at that point getting the fucking shaft is what it is, dude. And that's what I'm saying. Like, now granted, he ended up, you know, getting the last laugh in the long run here because, you know, a venture capitalist thanks to his friend Peter Thiel becoming a mentor to him is what it is there and giving him a job there when he was in college. And then eventually, you know, helping him get on the pathway to where he could make, you know, these venture capitalist deals and stuff like that, people. And then eventually from there, obviously, you know, helping him fund his U.S. Senate run then. And now, you know, from here is now getting into the vice presidency now is what it is. So, but anyway. The one thing I will say about JD, too, is he very much is a family man on that one, because if he was not a family man, he would not have been playing catch with his wife and kids the other day when he was picked up by the Secret Service guys is what it is there, man. So, you know. Huh. Oh. Huh. That's interesting. So apparently Vivek put up a thing 20 minutes ago that says shut it down. And it was Vivek live at North Carolina GOP delegation breakfast. Apparently they shut it down, I guess. That must have been what happened with that other thing is what it is there. Like they just like yanked the fucking shit or whatever then, which is just crazy. Yeah, because all of the other posts are from like 15, 20 hours ago now. Right. I'll tell you what, Vivek's still being a hype man here at this point, though, bro. 19 hours ago, I believe Trump Vance will be the most formidable presidential ticket in my lifetime. I would hope so. One thing I will say, though, I know people were saying, there's one people saying, like, oh, Vance is going to shave his beard now. He fucking better not. If he knows it's good for him, honestly. And by that, I mean, he would be the literal first dude in like 100 fucking years as vice president, dude, to have any kind of facial hair. Like, nah, bro, keep the beard. Be the fucking bearded guy at that point. Be the fucking, you know, constitutional type you're claiming you want to be is what it is there, dog. Like, who gives a shit if Trump likes it or not, bro? Keep it anyway. You know? He's not your boss. The American people are, motherfucker. So, anyway. But yeah, that's the whole thing, man. Anyway, where the fuck's that now? I don't even remember anymore. Yeah. Yeah, you got the Alpha Fox channel here saying, how does her form look? I don't know, I can't see past those big ass fucking tits and cleavage. So, just a guy being a bro, man. Okay, this is actually kind of funny. We're going to watch this one. It's only a couple seconds here. This is, let me just say here. Yeah, I was training to go to the polls for Trump this November, Bro training to be on the front line. He's waving his Trump flag. That is funny. That is funny. But no, seriously, at the end of the day, man, I'm just going to say it like this. You know, if in fact Amber Rose can do what's best for this country and bring a voter base here that even just one time would be able to get Trump back into office legitimately, that's awesome. That's great. Let's have her do that, honestly. That being said, do I really truthfully believe we're going to make it to the fucking election cycle? Fuck no, dude. The globalists right now, like I was talking about last night with the Alex Jones video there that I was watching last night for about 20 minutes or so, dude, like, these fuckers right now, whether it be last night, whether it be today, are trying to figure out what their go-to plan is going to be right now, dude, to try to kill Trump again is what it would be. And I'm guessing they're obviously going to try and take out Vance, too, on top of that. So, not to mention they would then try to take out Biden and blame it on fucking MAGA supporters and stuff like that, dude. Hell, honestly, and that's another thing, too, by the way, I could easily see something happening right now where it goes racial division very quickly because what it would end up being is it would be something where you would have people that are already kind of shitting on Amber Rose right now is what it is and stuff like that, dude. And then it would be, let's go ahead and say they did, the powers that should not be at this point, the globalists, Bilderberg, Warhammer, former people like that's what it is there, end up, succeeding in their plan to assassinate Trump and Vance and stuff like that. And from there, would then, obviously they got Biden because they don't want him there either, what it is then, dude. And try to blame like MAGA for that is what it is then. You could easily have them try to blame like the Amber Rose crew for that shit is what it is. And then you basically have like a real quick infighting because it would essentially be like her and a bunch of, black people essentially versus whoever the fuck else at that point, So it could easily be like a race war, like black versus white or black versus like white, Asian, etc. at that point. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see racial division happen by that kind of means what it is, dude. And that's what I'm talking about right now, honestly, just so it doesn't happen, honestly. If something does go down, like, I can point back to this right now and be like, see, I told you guys. Like, this is their fucking plan, basically. So. Yeah. I could see that. And like I said, I think the guy's personally, I think he's a grifter. I think he always has been, always will be. I truly believe that Amber Rose is something like that too, honestly, though, man. Like, I believe they all are at this point, honestly. Like, it's like, okay, like these same people, by the way, it's like, okay, where the fuck were you 8 years ago? Where the fuck were you 4 years ago? Where the fuck were you a year ago? Where the fuck were you 2 years ago? Oh, yeah, that's right, you were still sucking Democrat dick at that point, And like I said, going back to that video I showed earlier, only fucking 4.5 months ago, give or take, she's talking about Satanists helping people do abortions in red states, dude. Like, how fucked up is that? Like, that's not making America great again. That's literally offing future generations of American citizens at that point is what you're doing there. Or praising it anyway, at least. It's fucked up, man. So, it's not should I support ever is what it is. But anyway. And that is true, and hopefully and that's what I'm saying. Like, I actually hope it does. Like with that woman we talked about earlier, I hope it does honestly bring more people over like that, dude. Where it's these people that are, like that old lady said. She's like, yeah, I was, how'd you put it now? I that stuff here. No, I can't remember. No, I think I clicked off of it. Let me guess if I can find it again now. Here it is. I think this is it anyway. Sorry, it's getting a little dry right now. Let's see. Yeah, this is the woman who was saying it was cognitive dissonance is what she's saying there. And that's what it is. And we've talked about that so many times on like honest chats and even my chats and stuff like that before, where it's these people that will sit there and vote Democrat for decades and stuff like that. And then they don't understand that when they start looking into this stuff, it's like, oh my God, if I was wrong about this thing, like what else am I wrong about kind of thing, you know? And it's them having their heads buried so far into the fucking sand at that point that they're just like, I don't want to bring it out and think I'm wrong about everything and stuff like that. And in many cases, they are wrong about a lot of stuff, dude, or if not everything for that matter. And so they'll change their minds on stuff like that. And that's the problem. It's Democrats love to seize on that shit because they know if you can have no information or low information at that point, that they will continuously push something that is a bullshit narrative. Like, hell, how long have they been doing the whole Russian collusion hoax horseshit at this point, dude? Like, what is it, like 10 years now almost or something? It's fucking insane, bro. And yet people still believe that horseshit. Like, almost a decade later. It's fucking nuts. It's absolutely psychotic is what it is. So, anyway. Sorry, I was trying to check something on this. So, anyway. Where's that now? Oh, yeah. So, going back to lefty bullshit in this country. So, you had Jack Black apparently has canceled his tour because of the imbecilic bullshit he's done with the TDS stuff, claiming, I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form, which he totally did, by the way. So after much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue with the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful to the fans for their support and understanding. Go fuck yourself, you fucking cunt. This guy just looks like just look at those fucking eyes, by the way. That guy just looks like a fucking like child molesting piece of shit, honestly, dude. Like he just has like those like Jack Black's eyes are just like those psycho fucking stare eyes at that point, dude. Like I forget what it's called, like sand pie or something like that is what it is. Or it's just like psycho eyes, basically what it is there, man. So yeah, as that Paul dude said, so Jack Black should have said something on stage when it happened. So now it only appears that he's doing it to not get canceled. At the time, Kyle Glass said the vile words. Jack responded with, thank you. Wait, is Kyle Glass the other guy that was Tenacious D there? So I think it was that asshole that said something, right? I think that's what it was. Check there. Tenacious D2. Oh, okay, yeah, it was his buddy that made the Trump assassination comment. Okay. Yeah, and then Black's like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. Like, what a fucking scumbag, dude. And that's the thing, right? Or sorry, Kyle Gass, not Glass. My eye is kind of what you call it, and that's why I thought it was an L there. Yeah, it was a piece of shit. Kyle Gass is what it is. Yeah, because it's literally Jack Black not having the balls to say this shit himself what it is there, dude, because probably he knows he'd be under fucking suspicion for terrorism is what it's right now then, which his fucking buddy should be too for that matter. Fuck both those guys, for real. So, yeah, somebody else said Black laughed at the comments, vile. Yeah, he is. Yeah, somebody said that like Jack was so upset. He was fine when he said he's mad. They're getting backlash from it. Of course he is, dude. That's the thing. It's these fucking leftist nuts like that in Hollywood. These actual child molesters in Hollywood, like this piece of shit Jack Black here, man. Whose beard looks like shit, by the way. He needs to fucking shave that crap or fucking at least take a beard comb to it and make it look better for the day, for God's sakes. By the way, shameless plug. We at the network actually do use our beard comb. The good old it's called now. Beard Power beard comb. I'm not endorsing these people or anything like that. I literally bought this at the fucking resale place for 50 cents one day. So, which this thing's worth like $20 or something, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or like at least 10 anyway. So, yeah, I like to give my beard a little bit of comb out every so often, make it look a little bit nicer and stuff, be a little bit flatter. Do a nice little bit of, pure inlining, basically. That's the problem. People like Jack Black, they're not smart enough to actually get their hands on a beard comb. To actually comb their shit down is what it is. But anyway. I'm going to start doing t-shirts again, though, by the way, on the Bonfire Shop. I made a couple new designs yesterday. I had to delete a bunch of stuff out of there because it wouldn't let me do anything else then. But I'm making a couple new shirts now. I'm going to have to change the one around, though, because it was going to be my Senate run is what it is there. It might just go back to me doing, 2026 run for governorship, or pretty soon it'll be then. Obviously, it all depends on what happens next year is what it is. With the appointment of whoever, then if we actually have a Senate primary race in come, May of next year, if we actually get to that point in time in history or not. Which I think the globalists are going to go for Brooke by the end of this year, honestly, dude. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that, is what it is. I think we'll be lucky, honestly, if we see another Thanksgiving or Christmas this year without being in like an occupied country, basically. So, which is sad to say that, honestly, but yeah, it's not a good thing at all. But anyway, you got dumbass Mark Hamill there. That guy just looks like he's fucking on drugs in that picture, honestly, dude. Like, he looks like he's high as fuck, honestly, bro. His left eye in that picture too, almost it has his iris looks messed up. Like, I don't want to go on the whole like lizard people thing, dude, but like that shit does kind of look a little bit like reptilian, if you will, to some extent. Even the other one kind of looks a little bit like that too as well. But yeah, this left one definitely does. It's like weird. So I was actually watching a video a couple hours ago before I started the stream, actually, and it was for that show, The Colony, that they made some years back now with that Josh Holloway guy from what's that show? He was the guy that played in Lost, the blonde dude. And The Colony was basically about, supposedly in the year 2025, an alien race taking over and then creating like that crazy wall thing is what it is there. And you used to have people living in like occupied like zones now or whatever there. And I'm like, dude, we are so fucking close to that reality right now. Like all you're missing right now is the aliens coming down and like making that reality right now is what it is, man. So, although I heard some crazy shit the other day where they were talking about how supposedly there was like alien races that like have already been on Earth for like X amount of time now or something. And there's like some crazy compact that the actual Earth itself cannot be settled by like extraterrestrials, basically what it is there. Because it's like a safe zone or something like that, or like protected zone or something like that's what it is there. And I'm just like, that's interesting. So, although that being said, I mean, you think about it, right? Like looking back at that show, Falling Skies, like the Ashveni, the Balm, all those people like that, dude, like the alien races there. Those names gotta come from someplace, bro. It's not like some dude just making up a fucking weird name like that. So who's to say those actually aren't real alien races, the extraterrestrials at this point, that have made their way to Earth over the centuries and stuff like that, and actually are living among us in secret and stuff like that. I mean, hell, look at mass technology these days, dude. Like, would it really surprise somebody if one day we just had some so-called world leader type, or whatever the case, we just walk on stage and we're like, I got a confession to make with you all, man. You might be a little bit surprised by this one, but don't freak the fuck out, or whatever the case be. And then just rip off their fucking, fake CIA mask, whatever the case be, and there's just like this crazy alien being popping underneath it, what it is then. I could totally see that shit, dude, like some Men in Black stuff, whatever the case be. Now, my thing is, would it be, like an actual, like, sort of humanoid creature as the extraterrestrial, like we had in that show, Defiance, where it was like these like pure like porcelain white people or whatever then, or like that one chick that was like really like a red coloration and stuff like that. They're like humanoids, obviously, but they can still be, fucked essentially. Or is it going to be some freaky thing like in that V show where they act like they're human beings, but in reality they take off their skin masks and they are some kind of reptilian creature that just eats the fucking humans, is what it is then. Because I'm not down for that shit, honestly, bro. I don't care how hot any of them look like Laura Vandervoot. I'm not falling for that shit again. So, which, by the way, she would have made a great Sue Storm. I'm just going to point that one out, bro. Like Laura Vandervoot, the chick that played Supergirl in the Smallville series, and then she's also been in a bunch of movies and stuff over the years. She would have done a great job as Invisible Woman in a Fantastic Four movie. She would also, honestly, if they wanted to go for an older Carol Danvers too, she would make a great Miss Marvel for that matter. So, but yeah, it's the whole thing, man. Anyways, probably not, honestly. I think this is going to be the one for the day as what it is. I'm probably going to nap for most of the rest of the day, honestly. Next time y'all see me, will probably be sometime tonight on Honda's chat, and at like 10-ish or 10:30, when the hell he wants to do it, that's what it is. Other than that, I think I'm probably going to go take at least a good four-ish hour nap right now. Maybe not 6 hours even for that matter, from like around like maybe 12:30 to 6:30 or something like that. Wake up later and then talk to some people. My sister called me a couple hours ago. I decided not to pick up because I wasn't sure if it was going to be good news or bad news at this point. And I was like, I'm sure she'll leave a message anyway. Let me go, just let her leave a message. I'll listen to it later and stuff like that. Listen to it, obviously. And it was her talking about apparently at some point today, our lawyer lady is possibly going to have the agreement drawn up then that we can sign it then to where she can specifically sign it as the executor, and then it would be the guy's fiance that's actually buying the property then. That one would sign it, obviously, and we'd get, moving forward with the actual property sale. That's what it'll be. And then from there, it would be some point later on that I would have to sign off on the shit, so my brother for that matter. And then it would be sometime around that in the next, couple days to a week or so here probably would be me talking to them about possibly being a renter now is what it is for the rest of the year there, which is, obviously what we're going to have to do right now because there's a lot of shit in this house that needs to be packed up, dude. And I haven't packed up fuck all at this point for like a week and a half right now because I didn't plan on leaving, is what it is. So, like, there's a bunch of stuff sitting over on this table, a bunch of stuff sitting next to me, a bunch of shit sitting on this table, a bunch of empty boxes over there, some empty totes in the bedroom there, a bunch of clothespins in there, etc. So, yeah, like, I definitely think it's going to be a situation of just, like, hey, here's some money. Like, let the kids stay for, the rest of this month, and then whenever we get the money for the next go around, it's like we'll just make another payment. Then is what it'll be until the end of the year, basically. Because that's what I'm about right now, dude. Like, I'm not about leaving anytime before the end of this year, honestly. With the way things are going, and potentially it would also be, for that matter, if worst comes to worst, like next year I'll be paid up for that matter already. Is what it's going to be then, dude. And I'll just be here through 2026. It'll be then at least. So. But anyways, Jesus, that's pathetic, man. So this guy was let into somebody's apartment to fix a plumbing issue. And they had a like hidden camera there or something like that. And this motherfucker's literally grabbing for a wallet and trying to steal cash out of it in the apartment there. Like, what a fucking piece of shit, dude. Seriously. I swear to God, dude, some people really are complete scumbags of the earth is what it is there, man. So I feel like I'm going to point something out before we leave here. I feel like in the case of this next story right now, the only thing that these people did wrong was they posted their crimes on the social media sites, dude. Couple left bikes in yard to lure thieves, beat them with baseball bats, then posted videos to YouTube. I mean, you know, it's kind of messed up in some ways because technically it is entrapment if you want to look at it from that perspective of things, dude. That being said, people came by to steal the shit, but their response to like beat the crap out of them and assault them and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, well, you technically can do that. Depending on what state it is, probably frowned upon, honestly, in most states at this point, honestly, dude, because, you know, it would be property crimes and not, you know, like defense of life and stuff like that. Like, it wouldn't be something where it'd be like, you know, them walking out and like capping a motherfucker for stealing their shit or whatever the case be. It's like, yeah, this isn't Texas, bro. Like most states frown upon that shit. Not Texas though. They're fine with you shooting some guy in the back for stealing your fucking TV or whatever then, or a bike of yours, whatever it is there then. So, but here in Ohio, I think that would be not a stand your ground case at all, dude, for that matter. So, but yeah, it's just kind of funny though. So. People were putting up a thing yesterday. I was talking about JFK over 60 years ago, talking about deep state before he was assassinated. Yep, they all do it, man. Oh, I'll talk about this headline here is what it is before we go today, actually. This is from Jones 15 hours ago. It says, breaking, deep state may use tactical nuke weapons to kill Trump, Elon Musk, Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, and Joe Rogan to be next hit. Jesus. That's a whole prediction there, Mr. Jones. I mean, honestly, like, we know that's what they've been looking for the last couple of weeks now. They've been using, it's the, what they call them, it's like WC-135s or whatever the case be by the U.S.-Mexico border, there's what it is. And it's sort of the sniffer planes to sniff out nuke materials, what it is there, because apparently those guys that were arrested in New York City, the Islamic sleeper cell that was arrested there about maybe a month ago now is what it is. Those guys apparently had a bunch of isotopes and shit like that they had dropped someplace, and they were trying to basically turn into dirty bombs is what it is there, man. So, yeah, crazy shit's happening in this country, dude. And it's going to get more and more wild as we get closer towards the election cycle right now. If we would make it there, honestly, which, like I said, I don't believe we are at this point, honestly, dude. I think you're going to have a bunch of crazy shit happen very quickly. Is what it'll be. And I know Jones did a prediction yesterday where he said it was either going to be today or tomorrow. Or wait, tomorrow, Thursday, maybe? Yeah, I think it was Wednesday, Thursday. That it was going to be the internet being shut down. It was like 25. I think he said it was either 20 or 25% chance he had that would happen, honestly. So, I mean, it's some crazy, crazy stuff, man, for sure. But I don't know. It's hard to say, man. It's really hard to say. I don't know if this guy is supposed to be like the dude who's posting this is acting as if like he should be backing Ukraine and like fuck JD Vance, or if he's like on JD Vance's side on this one. Because this Vance a while ago saying, so Trump's VP candidate JD Vance. Got to be honest with you, don't really care what happens in Ukraine one way or the other, nor should any American dude. Because fuck Ukraine, it's a bunch of goddamn scumbags. And the reason I say this, guy, is because he's got an American flag and a Ukrainian flag there. So, let's see what else says in this one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care if it's Ukraine either. Exactly. I'm just going to put it like it is. Fuck Ukraine. Corrupt nations on Earth and are literally have literal Nazis as part of their military. By the way, for those interested by that one, it's the Azov Battalion. Zelensky has battalion can eat a dick. So, yeah. I think I was spelling that one right. I'm going to check too. Yeah, I guess it's Azov Brigade. Just taking a little bit later. Anyways. Let's see here. What else we got here? Now we got this chick here saying, saying, I was not going to vote in this election, but after I saw the man pick himself up and tell the crowd to fight, after I heard chants of USA, realized that man is a true leader. Now I see MAGA or the soldiers on the front lines. I don't care how much hate I get. Let's check this in here. Yeah, it's good. Good to know. Let's see, we got exclusive on Trump assassination attempt. So, quote, been on every Trump rally. They left a clear line of sight to kill Trump. That's what this one was saying that was there. See, it says in the aftermath of Saturday's attempted assassination of President Donald Trump, details are continuing to emerge about the security decisions that made the shooting possible. It says Laura Levi has attended every Trump rally selling merchandise. Okay, so that's what it is. Except for 10. And noticed major security lapses in the setup and layout of the Trump rally by event organizers. See, I truly believe, honestly, this was a mix between a couple people. Like, obviously, that Kim Chattel woman was involved, who was the Secret Service head. Then you had the guy who was supposed to be the counter sniper who claimed he needed to have the fucking go ahead from her ass, which is a fucking lie. He totally had the kill shot, was able to take it then no matter what. So he's a lying sack of shit. You had, supposedly, it was either Secret Service or state cops that were inside of that fucking building when they should have been on top of the damn roof because it was like a staging area for them or whatever. And then you had a cop who apparently chased the kid up the fucking roof. The kid pointed the AR down at him, and he like backed the fuck off, like, oh, I'm not going to get shot, fuck this kind of thing. And then you had basically Secret Service try to blame state cops, even though it should have been their fuck up because they were the ones that should have been the lead on everything like that's what it is, dude, for security reasons specifically. And then you had that piece of shit Josh Shapiro, obviously being the left-wing governor there of Pennsylvania. So that actually adds more fuel to the fire, is what it is there. On top of that, it's just a cheating sack of shit from 2022 is what it is there. Just like that motherfucker meathead. I can't remember that guy's name off here right now. Fetterman, that's what it is. Yeah, the ex-lieutenant governor there of Pennsylvania. His ass cheated his way in office, too, for that matter. The same year, because Doug Mastriano right now should technically be the governor of Pennsylvania. I think it's Dr. Oz should technically be the U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania is what it is right now. So, and both of them were treated out of the office there because of these fucking scumbag Democrats. Is what it is, man. They're a bunch of cheating assholes. Then, of course, you had, I believe, last year's election cycle. You had the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court there literally allow a bunch of Democrats to cheat again and put some left-ass wing woman on there to make it like, I think it was either a 4-3 or a 5-2 decision now in favor of the Dems on their state Supreme Court currently. So they're just never getting gun rights ever again is what it is there. Unless they remove these fucking criminal ass shooters from office right now is what it is, dude. But yeah, there's a lot of fucking shady shit going on there entirely, and it needs to be investigated, dude. The 2020 election cycle from there needs to be investigated. The fucking 2022 midterms need to be investigated. That 2023 uh, race there for their seats for important needs to be investigated. All of it, dude, for real. Like, it all needs to be taken down, taken out, and dealt with what it is right now. So it's a bunch of ridiculousness is what it is, man. But anyway, I am literally about to fall asleep on camera right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day on that one. But yeah, basically my take whole thing right now. If Amber Rose can bring a bunch of people over to the fucking movement and actually help us win legitimately, more power to her. Let's do this, baby. If she can't, if all of her voter base, if all of her follower base is just a bunch of fucking kids that don't even have the legal right to vote in this country, then fuck her is what it is. Then, dude, seriously, like nobody needs her ass anyway. Then, so you know, it depends on which way it is there, man. If she can actually, if the voter base is actually there, then cool. If it's not, then yeah, fuck off, lady. And I would say the same thing to Matt Walsh at that point. It's like, unless you're bringing a bunch of people to the movement too, there, bud, like you can eat a dick too, buddy. So, because in my opinion, you're both a couple of grifting assholes. They're just trying to make yourselves more famous. Because really, I think Matt Walsh is in that quite a bit, honestly, where he's just like lashing on somebody who's like slightly more famous than he is right now to like try to elevate his star powers when it is there. And I think honestly, Amber Rose is doing the exact same thing because, you know, again, going back to her, how she got her claim to him to begin with, it was basically like swinging from like one rapper's dick to another, and now she's literally grabbing on Trump's mega balls right now. Is what it is, dude, literally. So, anyway, I would like to think she's had the change of heart, but who the hell knows, dude? Like, who the hell really knows, honestly? Like, my thing is, though, I don't really think you're going to change all that much in 4 months, though, dude, for real. Like, if in fact that interview I saw earlier was her from like March of this year, when she's literally calling for like Satanists to help people like kill kids in the womb, like, nah, fuck that, man. Like, that to me, if you're saying that a few months back, potentially, you're still thinking that same bullshit now is what it is. Then I don't care how mega you claim to be at that point, dude. Because unless you're going to sit there and do a whole 180 at that point and be like, yeah, you know, the interview I gave like, you know, X amount of time ago, I was a fucking idiot then. I probably still am now because look at this tattoo on my forehead kind of thing is what it is. And then, you know, go from there and be like, just a full-blown apology and be like, you know what, I'm actually going to do as much as I can now to make sure that Americans are born alive in this country. Like that to me would show a lot right here there on her part, though, if she actually had the balls to say that shit, honestly, dude. Now, granted, that being said, does she? Probably not, honestly. And that's the problem right now. And that's one thing I will kind of agree with Matt Walsh on is like the whole standing by your convictions thing is what it is there, dude, instead of just being flip-flopping assholes is what it is there. But at the same time, it's like when you don't have any, when you actually, you know, stand by wrong convictions for decades of your life, whatever it is there, dude, all you're going to be is just a guy set in his ways at that point, not actually have like real growth as a human being is what it is then. And the entire point of, you know, being human and being able to grow as an individual is to show that, yes, sometimes you are flawed. Sometimes you are wrong about things. And hell, I could be wrong completely about Amber Rose. Like maybe she is a fucking great woman now. Maybe she is completely redeemed now and stuff like that. Again, I'll believe it when I personally fucking see it, dude. I'll believe it when she starts making apologies for shit she's done in the past is what it is there. Specifically helping kill kids in the womb in this country that should be American citizens born right now is what it is now. So, and until she does that, she can eat my ass, honestly, on that one, dude, for real. And I would say the same shit about Brendan Marino's bitch ass. Like, until he wants to fucking apologize 5 years later for shit talking gun rights and shit talking how big of a mag somebody should be able to own for a gun, he will never, ever get my vote in the Senate race, and he will let sack of shit Sherrod Brown for that matter. I will literally write my own name into that Senate race before I vote for those cocksuckers. What it is, dude. Fuck both those guys. For real. And that's where we're at for the day, honestly. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will see you all later tonight on Honda's Chat. Until later, have a good one, y'all. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Always be carrying because you know what's going to happen. Always have a head on a swivel. Know your exits, know your situational awareness, and never get caught with your pants down because you never know what's going to happen then, man. Shit's about to pop off, I believe, real in this country And my best advice to everybody, like I said yesterday, and I'll say again today, don't stray far from home anymore, man. If you have to go, 20-ish miles out, then only try to go 20-ish miles out. If you can help it and stay in like within a 10-mile radius of your house, then stay within a 10-mile radius of your house whenever you're going out, dude. Whether it be to work, whether it be grocery shopping, all that stuff like that. It's better to be close to wherever you're at than have to walk like, 20, 30 miles down a fucking highway or something ever goes off, like maybe an EMP burst or something like that happens. And now there's a bunch of dead vehicles on the highway and stuff like that. Dude, you're really prepared to walk, 20, 30 miles back home from a, crazy trip of some kind is what it is there, or even more for that matter. Like you're literally, like I was watching that one video a while ago here where there's guys that were, supposedly it was them doing a scenario, them being caught on a plane or whatever there. And you had the grid basically getting shut down or whatever the case be. And these guys had to walk, I think it was either 20 or 30 miles back to their house there. And the one guy had a bag on it, or had a bag on his back that was only like maybe 25 or 30 pounds or something like that. And there's a lot of people that were talking about, carrying like a full kit there is what it is. That's like 80, 90 pounds what it is or something like that. And this dude, he was a big dude, by the way. He should have been able to carry that shit for like several miles. And I think it was about maybe a mile and a half in there. Like he was just gassed at that point. He's like, oh, I got to take a break, y'all. And then he took like a 10-minute break and then was able to go like another couple miles or whatever then. And then he had to take another break is what it was then. So, and yeah. Like, and that's only with like 20 pounds of gear on, basically, man. Like, think about these guys that would have, like I said, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 pounds of fucking gear. Like, they're not training with that shit, dude. They have that all set up a fucking go bag, whatever the case be. And I guarantee you, when the shit actually does hit, there's no fucking way that they're going to be able to carry all that stuff. It's going to be a situation where they're either sitting at the back of a vehicle and like hanging on the bumper and stuff like that, and like figuring, like literally like pulling shit out of that bag, wherever it is, and like figuring out like, okay, I don't need this, toss that in the back of a fucking vehicle, don't need this, maybe I can condense this down, kind of thing is what it is. And yeah, they're going to condense down a whole bunch of stuff real quick is what it is, just to cut weight then. And maybe they will forget something vital because of that, who knows. But the entire point is, it's like, it's better off now to know what you have and to be prepared for what you're going to take with you and know the exact weight of it and be able to do stuff with that weight, whether it be like Tactical Muffin Top does when he goes on that treadmill, or he has like a bag on his back and stuff like that, dude, just to prove like, yes, I can carry this shit for X amount of miles, what it is then. So, yeah, like people need to train with their stuff what it is, dude, for real. And it's the same thing like with training with your guns and stuff like that. Like, I know ammo is expensive right now. I know you can't get a lot of it currently because it is. The prices keep fluctuating like crazy, what it is there. But at the same time, it's like you still need to be training, dude. Even if it's the old triangle deal where it's like, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head kind of thing. And then maybe you're doing, a mag worth at that range session instead of like, 2 or 3 or whatever. And you're just using, like 30 rounds worth of ammunition or something like that. Or hell, maybe you're swapping out your AR-15 bolt for a fucking one of the CMMG 22 conversion kits is what it is there, and you're shooting 25 rounds of fucking 22 out of the gun or something like that then, and you're doing those same kind of drills, and it's literally muscle memory is what it would be then. It wouldn't even be for like if you're actually getting like the kills on or whatever the case be. Well, that obviously is part of it all too, for that matter. Like you still want to get on target hits is what it would be then. But the more accurate thing is you trying to basically get, familiar with the firearm enough to where you can have that muscle memory to where if shit ever does go south, you know exactly how much ammunition you can, afford to blow or spend through is what it is there, and get effective, use out of your firearm is what it is there. So anyway, but like I said, I'm pretty this close to basically nodding off right now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day right now. And other than that, though, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a good rest of the day. I'll be back tonight at E-Honda's chat. Until then, peace out, y'all. Later.